This is Cheryl Sinister Masterson with Innerviewworld.com, interviewing pianist McCoy Tyner. Your live recording quartet is the first release by McCoy Tyner Music with Half Note Records. Is this the first time you've had this kind of cooperative arrangement with a label?
Not really, but I think that it's always different, you know, and it all depends on who you speak to, who you talk to, how you arrange things. And I think in my case it was nice to be able to put something out on a label with my name attached to it, and I mean not just as an artist, you know, but in other ways.
What is your role with McCoy Tyner Music, besides obviously making the music?
Well, I think that I'm sort of forced in a position where I had to be a leader. Leadership, I think, is the name of the game, I think. But and I do the best I can, you know. But I think that so many years of being under the auspices of somebody else's leadership, and it's nice to be able to do something, you know, where I'm in kind of a little bit more, can enforce my power a little bit. It's nice, and suggestions can be taken seriously.
And if you can comment on this, of all the labels that you've been with, which one gave you the most space to perform your music?
There were several. They were different. Blue Note was one of them, Albert Lyon, and I was with them for a while, and then Impulse label. The Impulse label was a very, very important label for me. You know, I did a lot of recordings for them, and it was nice. It was really great. I had a lot of freedom.
You've spoken very fondly of the late record producer Bob Thiel in past interviews. What made him an extraordinary personality to you, and in what ways did he facilitate your musical expansion?
Bob was a unique person. He had been in the recording business for many years before I had a chance to meet him, and he was he was sort of like the kind of person that would sit down and talk to you, and if you had something on your mind, he'd listen, and then he would bring in his experience, you know, to the table, you know. And then I recorded with John Coltrane under Bob's auspices. And I met Bob, and Bob told me, he said, look, after I knew him for a while, he said, listen, why don't you do something under your own name, you know, like for the label Impulse. I said, hey, that'd be great. So Bob sort of got me involved with recording for the Impulse label, you know, under my own name.
I recently listened to Reaching Forth, your 1963 Impulse release. Both bassists Henry Grimes and Roy Haynes, who are still with us and who are incredibly vital, they matched your prowess strike for strike. And now with your quartet release, you have bassist Christian McBride and drummer Jeff Tane Watts. How did you come to choose them as your rhythm section for this recording?
Well, Christian, I met him. He's from the Philadelphia area, and so I had a chance to meet him a long time ago and talk to him and listen to him play, and I think maybe on occasion we would do some things together, you know. So it was just nice to have him on board on a particular project, you know, and very gifted bassist.
And drummer Jeff Tane Watts?
Jeff, exactly. Very musical, very powerful guy, and really a nice person, you know, and very dynamic player.
Why was saxophonist Joe Lovano a choice for this recording, and how would you compare him to any of the other saxophonists you've had in your groups?
Well, I don't compare people because I don't think that's good. Everybody brings his own thing to the table, and I think that in Joe's case, that's in many cases, you know, that's what we all do, really. Is bring what we have to offer, you know, and I just like his sincerity and the fact that he's a very gifted player and very honest about what he's playing. And that's very important.
Your next release, which features guitarists John Scofield, Mark Ribot, and Bill Frisell, and banjoist Bela Fleck, is there a theme behind it?
Well, I don't know about a theme, but I like the combination of people, and I like the fact that having Bill on the gig. I don't think we've ever had a chance to record together. So the combinations of people that come together for recording is very important, because sometimes you don't never know whether you're going to do it again or whether you get a chance to play it again. Sometimes it's just for the recording, And sometimes the recording can make something happen in terms of a live performance, and it helps out, in a lot of ways.
Are you considering a recording of a large group like a big band, or even reforming the Latin All-Stars in the future?
Yeah, well, I recorded with, I had a big band, and made some recordings with it, and you never know if you're going to repeat an idea like that and make it happen. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. I take it a day at a time and hope for the best.